The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
She was a great human being and helped anybody and everybody.
Tonight at 10, a Virginia woman stabbed to death in a DC hotel, putting neighbors on edge. And tonight, the victim's former roommate speaking with DC News Now. Plus, a new parking pilot program is being rolled out in Arlington, Virginia. The goal? To free up spaces in the city. We are there live showing you how it works. Also, the final hours before Donald Trump's expected court appearance, the latest from New York with what's next for the former president as he touches down in the city where he first made a name for himself.
And good evening, everyone. It's really good to see you. It was a fabulous weather day, and guess what? Let's rinse and repeat this situation for your Tuesday. Hey, late week, though, we are tracking rain and a cool down. We'll break down your extended forecast coming up.
Now we start with breaking news. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us for DC News Now at 10 on DCW 50. I'm Tasmin Mahfouz. My co-anchor Chris Flanagan has a night off, and our top story, Roy McGrath, the former chief of staff of former Maryland Governor Larry Hogan, has been found by authorities in Tennessee. And the FBI confirming to us tonight McGrath was wounded during the arrest. We also know that during that arrest, there was an agent-involved shooting. McGrath at this moment is hospitalized. We don't know his condition as of right now, and the FBI is not confirming if McGrath was shot by one of their agents. He was considered a fugitive by the FBI and the U.S. Marshals after missing his federal fraud trial. McGrath had been on the run for 3 weeks now. He was indicted back in 2021 and faces a maximum of 100 years in federal prison if convicted on charges that he illegally recorded former Governor Hogan and stole hundreds of thousands of dollars from state government. So let's show you that FBI statement released just moments ago saying this. The FBI is reviewing an agent-involved shooting which occurred at approximately 6:30 p.m. on Monday, April 3rd, 2023. During the arrest, the subject, Roy McGrath, sustained injury and was transported to the hospital. The FBI takes all shooting incidents involving our agents or task force members seriously. So they say that the shooting is under investigation. Meanwhile, we asked McGrath's lawyer for comment. He just got back to us saying due to the investigation, he could not make any comment at this time, including details on the current condition of McGrath. Now, attorney Joseph Murtha said he's waiting for more information from prosecutors and the agents involved. We'll be sure to bring you updates both on air and online on DCNewsNow.com. And we're also learning new details about the stabbing that left a Virginia woman dead in Northeast D.C. Friday night. 31-year-old Christy Bautista was in town for a concert. A man got into her hotel room, police say, and then stabbed her multiple times. The Ivy Hotel on Newark Avenue Northeast, right near 16th Street. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg is nearby the 5th District Police Headquarters. And Daniel, you talked with her friend who says that Christy Bautista was in town for this concert and the family just having a tough time.
Well, Tasmin, the family released a statement saying, quote, "Our family is devastated by the loss of our beloved Christy. She brought joy to everyone who knew her and was a shining light in all of our lives."
She's just a genuine human being. I loved being around her. She was so positive all the time, no matter what it was.
Adriana Garcia is remembering her friend and former roommate, 31-year-old Christy Bautista.
I know she was up here for like a concert because that's all she would come up here for. To DC was EDM concerts.
According to court records, on Friday night, Bautista got to Ivy City Hotel just before 6 p.m. Less than an hour later, 42-year-old George Sidnor arrived at her door. A witness told police they saw a woman open her door, yelling for help, when a man pulled her back in and closed the door before he called 911. After reviewing surveillance footage, police say Bautista can be heard yelling, "Help, help," followed immediately by the sound of the door slamming closed. About 10 minutes later, police arrived. Court records say officers found Sidnor in the room with blood on his hands. They found Bautista on the ground near the door, covered in blood from multiple stab wounds, while Sidnor was standing in front of the window, attempting to light a cigarette.
I was like, oh my God, this is just so heartbreaking, because why would anybody want to do that to her?
Police detained Sidnor on scene, finding his jacket on the bed with a broken and bloody knife. He was taken to the hospital for small cuts on his hands, where officers and medical staff observed long dark hair stuck in the blood on his hands, consistent with Bautista's hair. He was taken to the police station and questioned, only telling officers he got his hand chopped with a knife before asking for an attorney. Sydnor was officially arrested on Saturday. Now, Sydnor actually had 2 outstanding arrest warrants from D.C. Superior Court from January for an attempted robbery case in which he failed to appear. He also had a separate arrest warrant out of Prince George's County where he failed to appear for a theft charge. Now, he was in court today. He is being held without bond, and his next court appearance for a preliminary hearing is May 8th. Live in Northeast, Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
And new details tonight as authorities say no one was hurt after flames tore through this town home in Largo, Maryland. Prince George's County Fire and EMS arrived shortly after 7 p.m. They found fire shooting up through the roof of the 3-story building. The fire has since been put out and has been deemed accidental. Right now, the Red Cross is working with residents of 12 units who have been displaced.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Hopefully you enjoyed your Monday. I know it was kind of a sporadic weekend with some rough weather. Saturday, things calming down yesterday, and we're off to a fantastic start. I love it when we have just a very quiet Monday weather-wise. A good amount of sunshine and clearing. It's currently taking place. You can see a few clouds lingering out towards Baltimore, but high pressure, it does want to retreat into the Atlantic tonight. And so really, we're going to see another day of a good amount of sunshine, but some warmer temperatures coming in from the Carolinas. That's going to pump us up to nearly 80 degrees for daytime highs tomorrow afternoon. Winds, they're still coming out of the south. They are a lot lighter compared to what we saw over the weekend, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Let's keep that intact for tomorrow afternoon as well. Official highs across the board from Loudoun County, Leesburg into the Dulles, Reagan area, about 72 this afternoon. Hey, let's bump up nearly 10 to 15 degrees tomorrow afternoon, jumping back up to the upper 70s to lower 80s. A very comfortable Tuesday, but we are contending with our next cold front Wednesday into Thursday. That means rain. Let's time it out coming up.
So thank you. And new tonight, where you park on the street in Arlington could depend on what's happening underneath the concrete. Yeah, so new sensors are being installed underground, and the county hopes that it'll tell them a lot about what's happening above ground. Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcillo joins us live from Arlington. And Max, the sensors the county is putting underground will tell people where parking spots are available.
Well, that could be the best use of them for when you or I come to Arlington, explore and park in the area. But the county says that's not the only reason. They say these sensors they're taking a long-term look at what the sensors tell them, and they hope it'll help not only parking in the immediate, but also the health and safety of the county in the long term. In order for the county to change parking, you'll have to stop parking, at least for a couple of days. This part of 14th Street North in Arlington will be blocked off from Wednesday morning until Thursday evening as workers install these underground sensors.
It's really just another step in the whole sequence of tools that we use to manage the transportation system.
Melissa McMahon is the project manager. She says for the next 3 years, the county will be studying the story these sensors tell.
A parking space is no good to you if it's never available, right?
They're looking into how often spots are available on certain streets and if they need to make changes to pricing or hours. For instance, sensors could show some streets with 2-hour pay-to-park areas are only utilized for 30 minutes at a time, or that there's a block where spots are always available.
Anytime parking gets easier around here, it's better.
The county is planning to publish the information live to a webpage where you can look up which streets have open spots in real time. But McMahon says it's not just for convenience.
We want to reduce all of the influences that cause people to maybe make decisions that are dangerous to folks.
McMahon says circling the block waiting for that elusive spot can be unsafe. That's when drivers might be distracted from the road or the people walking or biking on them. What's your parking experience like here in the county?
Yeah, it is circling the block all the time and just trying to hope to see a spot.
Now, the installation of the 4,500 sensors will take a few months. The county projects sometime by the end of the summer they'll be done, but by the end, when they are all installed, they'll be found in a couple of neighborhoods, the Ballston-Roslyn neighborhood and the Crystal City, Pentagon City neighborhood. Reporting live in Arlington, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
And developing now, we're just one day away, really just hours, from the historic expected surrender to authorities by former President Donald Trump. He's facing criminal charges after a grand jury chose to indict him last week. Washington, D.C. correspondent Hannah Brand is here now to break down the latest.
Former President Trump is in New York right now, spending the night at the Trump Tower there before surrendering to law enforcement on Tuesday for his booking and arraignment. In a plane emblazoned with his name, former President Trump landed in New York on Monday afternoon. As he prepares for his arrest, supporters are lining up to defend him.
From 2024, Donald Trump did nothing wrong.
His legal team insists he's innocent. Trump lawyer Joe Tacopina told ABC This Week they're planning to fight the charges.
We believe it's a political persecution, and I think people on both sides of the aisle believe that it's a complete abuse of power.
The exact charges against Trump won't be revealed until after he's officially arraigned. But the investigation is related to payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels. She was allegedly paid to stay quiet about news of an affair that the Trump team worried would damage his 2016 campaign. The former president denies the affair and any wrongdoing involving the payments, calling the case a witch hunt on Truth Social. President Biden has largely avoided commenting, offering only a one-word response when asked if he has faith in the legal system. Yes. Other Democrats have been more vocal. Senator Debbie Stabenow says she trusts the legal process will hold Trump accountable.
Over and over again, we have seen someone who, in my judgment, has done things that are unlawful.
Many Republican lawmakers are taking a more defensive stance. Senator Bill Cassidy suggested on Fox News Sunday that the charges seem politically motivated.
No one should be above the law, but no one should be a target of the law.
And we are expecting to hear directly from the former president following his arrest. He has a press conference scheduled for Tuesday night at Mar-a-Lago. In Washington, I'm Hannah Brandt.